dropping for his second sack now here tonight. Third down. Third down, Carlos Hyde. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We have hit halftime. Still 2. And actually, Larry, hold that thought. We're right back to the action. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Here comes Bruce Ellington on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a third and long.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit.
And he's not able to get away. Gabbard sacked. Mark Barron in there to get him for his second sack of the night. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for San Francisco.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Now Austin.
Oh, yeah.
He will not go down.
Have to retape those ankles.
It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give him a good 10 yards on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Time to establish the run game here. Gurley. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Second down to the offense needing 5 yards. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock. And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
Well, he just threw an interception last drive, nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of different driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? Because that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there. And he will score. Touchdown, L.A. Jared Goff now with his 3rd touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And the Rams add on to their lead.
That was not a designed. What a scrap.
That's good.
Zerline now for the PAT.
That's it.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air.
Look how hard.
Fielded about a yard deep.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
Oh, no.
What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Back to the ground. This time it's high. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Back-to-back one-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
4th and 10.
I enjoyed watching Robert Quinn in pregame warm-ups with you down on the field. Did it surprise you how tall and angular he is? You wouldn't think he'd be able to play against the run that well, would you?
But he can, and he showed it right there, didn't he?
That's that wrestling background he has. He understands leverage as well as anyone in the game. A big-time wrestler in high school. He didn't lose very often.
3-time heavyweight state champ in South Carolina. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over. We get a look now at the 49ers defense as they get into position. And maybe for them at this stage, it's sort of put up or shut up time. They need to stop trailing here.
Oh, I'm with you totally on that one. They've got to go out there now and put an end to what's been going on in this ball game where they've just given up points, got pushed around, so to speak, during this contest. They've got to find a way to end it right here, right now.
Can they end it? Let's find out.
Let me finish up my game.
Here's Goff. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Their dangerous wide receiver. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Rams add on to their lead. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. And I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment defense. Still first down.
They'll run the option left. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. second down. Ellington has it, middle of the field. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Call it a gain of 3. And just like that, it's third down. So still in search of the first down after that last completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Gabbert to throw it. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Torrey Smith, the intended receiver. And that's going to make it fourth down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe. They're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
His throw incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got to complete.
Back to the air. Goff on 2nd down. To Kenny Britt that time. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
And Zerline's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. On the return, this is Micah Hyde. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A first down throw for Gabbert. And that's complete. It's Ellington. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now Gabbert. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Quentin Patton that time. And that'll make it 3rd down. To the air again, Gabbert. And he finds McDonald. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there. On
1st and 10, Gabbert. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking there for Bruce Ellington, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
There's so much precision in an offense, especially when you're throwing the ball. And in an out route, plenty of it. How about the quarterback hitting his back foot, ball's out of his hands, receiver making his break, making his cut. He's got to time up perfectly. Not always easy to do.
Just let him a little too much.
Yeah, I remember back in the good old days, I was talking to a quarterback, and he said everything they did was on the count system. So when he took a snap, he counted in his head for certain routes, different time frames for each one, and he knew if the ball wasn't out of his hand at that point, he'd better eat it because the play was dead.
On 3rd down, Gabbard surveying the field. And that's incomplete. Carlos Hyde was the target. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Yes.
And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
Oh, this is
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment. And to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. Throwing now, Goff. And he comes back with one complete. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A gain of 32 that time. And now a 1st down following that long gain.
And they just had another big completion there, and I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
Green 39! Green 39!
From the red zone now, Goff. Looking for, and no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. DeForest Buckner, the 1st-round pick from Oregon, in there to drop his man and pick up his 1st career sack in his 1st career game. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Goff letting one go deep for the end zone. And incomplete, almost intercepted. Had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. And now 4th down. And, well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right.
Back 22! Back
Gabbert now on second down. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. And this looks to probably be the final play. One last shot now for Gabbert. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. As time...
Hard to admit that I used to draw. Portraiture in a human form. Doodle of a two-headed...
Kick off your week by installing your game plan.
Man-made tools that I'm used from beyond, even if it went beautifully wrong. It was tangible truth for a youth to refuse to belong. No-name nuisance, stools in a bedroom, booze in a brand new cuneiform. Barely commune with the horde, got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of the magpie. Unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, a little bit of backlight. Black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get 3 dimensions stuffed in a tube.